Hi, this is Logan Garibay, and today we're going to continue our celebration of Tashas' Cauldron of Everything by continuing to discuss this book. Today what I want to talk about is celebration. I'm really excited. I think this is a real hit for Wizards of the Coast over their general adventure books. But what I want to talk about today is a question of, are we getting what we want as Dungeons & Dragons players and dungeon masters from the source books? One of the things that we have to realize is there is a conveyor belt of official canon content that we get. We get 2 to 3 books a year. These books come from Wizards of the Coast. They all have exactly the same format, which is this beautiful 256-page hardback book, full color. I'll tell you right now, I'm thrilled with this format, right? I think this is fantastic because the books, they just snap right into place on your bookshelf right next to your PHP, your DMG, and your MM. That's a big deal. That's not a small thing. I love it, right? But here's the thing. Here's the question. So I'm going to give you my answer, and I would love to hear your answer, okay? Are we getting what we want from these books, right? And the thing is, Tashas' Cauldron of Everything displaced Dark Sun book, displaced a Faerun lore book, displaced a Rokugan setting book, right? There's things that this pushed out, and they will never happen, or they won't happen in this edition. Like, we have a very small, period of time. We have a really just a tiny little. We only get so much. That's the issue, okay? And it's important to understand this, right? So here's the issue. One, I'm very happy with Tashas' Cauldron of Everything. I think it's a really cool mix, but I'm not sure it's the best we could have gotten, and I don't even think it's close, right? We definitely could have got better. Here's one of my issues, okay? One of the issues with Tashas' Cauldron of Everything is it's all rehash, right? This all came through this. Every single bit of Tashas comes through specifically the Unearthed Arcana or reprints from another book. So a bunch of Tashas' Cauldron of Everything is coming from other books. The Artificer's being reprinted, and in addition to this, every single bit of this has already been seen through Unearthed Arcana, right? Now, a lot of the community is okay with Unearthed Arcana, and the reason why is they really care very deeply about balance, about game balance, right? I don't care about Dungeons & Dragons game balance. I feel that if you do care about Dungeons & Dragons, you're not a good dungeon master, right? The only people who care about balance in Dungeons & Dragons are people who don't fundamentally understand how dungeon mastering works, right? So like, this encounter isn't balanced. Who gives 2 rats, right? You sent in 2 orcs and you needed a third. Well, if you're a good dungeon master, you say, oh, from the dark shadow in the corner, a third orc comes out. Duh, right? Or if if you put a solo monster in who's too powerful, right, and you can see that he's just starting to wreck the crew, right? Well, when the ranger shoots his bow and it misses, it actually makes the stalagmite fall, and then detritus from that does 2d8 damage to the only people who care about balance in Dungeons & Dragons are bad dungeon masters. Just not, I shouldn't say bad dungeon masters, lesser dungeon masters. Just people who don't understand the power of the role. And there are a lot of them, I gotta admit that, right? So, to me, we would be much better off. I would like to see more fresh content in Tashas' Cauldron of Everything. So while I love this book, I do have the complaint that this is all refried beans, man. This has already been fried once, and we've seen it, right? And when it's hitting the table, it's just refried beans. I would like to see some cool new content that I've never seen from the company. I don't like the idea that these super awesome, beautiful, pristine books are just rehash content we've already all read, right? And as a powerful, effective dungeon master, I don't need you to spoon feed me, and I would really love to see some fresh new content. All that's my opinion. What do you think? Are you happy that everything in Tashas' Cauldron of Everything is refried beans that's already been seen by people? I'd love to hear. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.